All right, hello everybody. Happy Friday. You should have your Chromebook in front of you. You should have headphones, and you should have the paper that says slope from tables. So yesterday we talked about like what something means to be linear, what it means to be a linear situation. We talked about in a table, if something goes up by the same amount each time, that means it's linear because it's increasing by the same amount. We talked about if there's a straight line on a graph, it's going to be linear. Linear is going to be a big term. It means something's going up or down by the same amount each time. Yesterday, we actually found what is called the slope. Other words for slope, and if you can write these at the top of your paper, slope is the same thing as the change in y over the change in x, like how much y changes by, it's a little triangle, how much x changes by. It's also called the rise over the run. Slope is also called, sorry, teacher just came in. Rise over the run. Slope is also called the rate of change, how much something changes by. So all these different names can be for slope. Slope is how much the y changes by, how much the x changes by. Rise over run, because rise is our y. Our y is the up and down, and our run is to the side. That's why we say rise over run. But y always goes on top when we're talking about how much this changes. Slope is this huge word in math you're going to hear for quite some time. So what we need to do is we need to find the slope from a table. We also need to find the y-intercept, but we're going to just do the slope first. So how we go about doing this is I'm going to start with our y's because our y goes on top. I'm going to make a fraction because I know it has to be y over x. So I'm going to do a little caret, and I'm going to ask myself, how much is it changing from 6 to 9? How much is it going up by each time? This is going up by positive 3. It's getting 3 bigger. Okay, and I'm going to go from 9 to 12. It's going up by 3. I know that they're all going to be going up by 3. So my y is changing by 3, so that's going to go on top. All right, let's go to my x. How much is x getting bigger by? From -1 to 0, it's going up by 1. 0 to 1 is going up by 1. All right, so it's going up by 1. So my slope is 3 over 1. That's how much it changed. It went up 3 and it went up 1. Now I also want you to add what's called the y-intercept. It's just missing a line right here. Okay, the y-intercept is wherever x is 0. Wherever x is 0, it's where it's going to start. What's the y value? So if I look at my table, I notice that x is 0 right here. I'm highlighting mine. X is 0. Right across from x is 9. So my y-intercept is actually what we say is 0, 9. Because wherever 0 was, whatever the y value is, when x is across 0, you're across from 0. Now I want to write my equation. Okay, we wrote it in that form yesterday. It's called y equals mx plus b. M is always going to be our slope, and b is going to be our y-intercept. So it starts with y equals, what is my slope? My slope is 3 over 1, then I stick an x next to it because that's part of the formula. Plus my y-intercept. I don't include that 0, whatever the number is. So plus 9. So that's how I got my y-intercept, or my equation. Y equals my slope first, 3 over 1, x plus my y-intercept. All right, let's try another one. We're going to go down to number 4, actually. So I'm going to move my thing down to number 4. All right, how much is our y changing by? From -12 to -10. From -10 to 8. It's actually getting bigger because it's getting smaller negatives. So it's actually going up by 2. It's getting 2 bigger. So on my slope, remember the y goes on top. So 2 is on top. Okay, how much is my x changing by? Well, this looks like it's getting 3 bigger. If you need to use a calculator, you can. 0 to 3 is 3. So my slope is 2 over 3. Now let's go to my y-intercept. You need to write that in. What is across from 0? Okay, let's look. Cross from 0. Oh, there it is. There, x is 0, so my y-intercept is -8. So I can write it as 0, -8. And now my equation. Y equals, my slope comes first, so 2/3 x Got to put x next as part of the equation. Plus my y-intercept is -8. So again, there's my equation. All right, let's go down to number 7. I'm working my way down. Sorry, I'm going to move this so you can see it a little better. All right, how much is my y changing by? Let's see, how much is it getting bigger or smaller by? Okay, it's getting bigger by 2, it looks like. Go down to the positive ones if that helps. So it's going to get my change is 2. How much is the x changing by? Oh, it looks like it's getting bigger by 1. So my slope is 2 over 1. All right, let's go to my y-intercept. Where is 0 for x? Oh, here's 0. So my y-intercept is 0, 3. So then let's write my equation in. Y equals, slope comes first, 2 over 1 x plus my y-intercept is 3. You don't include that 0 in your y-intercept. All right, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to do question 8 and question 9, and then turn the video back on and check and make sure you have the right answers. Go ahead and do that now. All right, so you should have done question 8 and question 9, so let's go over those answers to make sure you got them right. 8 is going up by 1, so top is 1. X is going up by 4, and it doesn't always go up. I'll show you in a second. So my slope is 1/4. My y-intercept, whatever across from 0, 7. So 0, 7. So my equation is y equals 1/4 x plus 7. Hopefully you're able to do that on your own. All right, number 9. Oh man, number 9 is getting smaller from 6 to 4. So if we're getting smaller, -2. I'm going down by 2. So the top of my slope is -2. Now let's look at my x's. Well, these are bigger negatives, but they're actually getting smaller, so it's going up by 3. So my slope is -2/3. Let's look at the y-intercept. 0, 0. Oh, so my y-intercept is 0, 0. That's nice. My equation, y equals, my slope comes first, -2/3 x plus 0. And I really don't even have to write that. My equation can just be y equals 2/3 x. All right, let's go to number 2. All right, number 2. How much is number 2 changing by? Oh, looks like it's getting smaller. It's getting smaller by 1. So the top of mine is -1. All right, let's look at 2. What's happening here? Oh, that's getting bigger. It's getting bigger by 4, it looks like. So -1/4. Now let's look at our y-intercept. Oh man, I don't see a 0 here. I see a 0 on the y, but that does not help me. I need x to be 0. Sometimes they don't give you a 0, so we have to find it. Well, let's think in a number line. If we're counting, does 0 come between any of these numbers? It comes between -2 and 2. So if you count, it's -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So it's right in the middle. So I need to put a 0 right here. So that means directly across from it has to be in the middle here. Well, I got to find that number. What's in the middle of -2 and -1? -1.5 would be right in the middle. So that's kind of tricky. You had to find that one. So my equation is y equals, here's my slope, -1/4 x plus -1.5, because that's my y-intercept. Okay, let's try number 5. What's happening to my y's? They're getting smaller by 1. So my slope is -1. It looks like, oh, this is the same problem. We're going to skip that one. Sorry, guys. Let's go to number 3. All right, number 3. Oh, man, what is this one doing? This one is going down by 6, smaller by 6. Let's look at this one. Oh, looks like this is getting bigger by 2. -6 over 2. Now, I can leave that, but I can also reduce that. -6 over 2 can Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, so my slope can be negative 3 over 1, or you can just put negative 3. All right, let's find my y-intercept. Oh, I don't see a 0. Now, does 0 come between 4, 6, 8, 10, 12? It doesn't. It comes before 4. So what we have to do is actually extend our table. If this is going by 2's, what's going to be above 4? Well, 2 is going to be above 4. It's going by 2's. That doesn't give us 0. What's going to be above 2 is actually going to be 0. So now we got to go this way. So if this is going down by 6, this has got to get bigger by 6. So 23 plus 6 is 29. One more, 29 plus 6 is 35. So my y-intercept is 0, 35. So my equation is y equals negative 3x plus 35. All right, let's flip to the back. I need you to pause it, and I need you to do 10, 11, and 12 with the person sitting next to you. And when you get back, turn it back on, I want you to check your answers. So go ahead and pause it now. Do 10, 11, 12 with somebody close to you that's around the same video length as you, and then turn it back on. All right, for number 10, you should have had your slope is negative 5 over positive 5, which is actually negative 1 over 1. And your y-intercept, this one gave it to me, across from 0 is 10. So my y-intercept is 0, 10. So my equation is y equals negative 1x plus 10. That's what you had for that one. All right, y was going down by 2, x is going up by 6, so negative 2 over 6, and I can reduce that to negative 1/3. My y-intercept, oh, there's no 0, so I have to work backwards. Oh, this one's not going to be nice. Eek. So this actually is going up by 6. This is going to be 2 here. That's negative 4, so it actually falls in the middle. So, ooh, bad one, Mrs. Thalen. Don't worry about 11. Sorry about that, guys, if you were trying to stuck on that one. Number 12, this is going up by 9. This is going up by 3. So my slope is 9 over 3, which would just give me 3 over 1. My y-intercept, I found 0, across from 0 is 33, so 0, 33, and my equation is y equals 3 over 1x plus 33. All right, so when you get done doing this, what you're going to do now is the wall hunt around the room. Some of them you're going to have to find the y-intercept. You're going to need to turn the wall hunt into Mr. Jansen, and when you get done, this is your homework. It says linear tables, slope, y-intercept for all of them. Okay, they go down here. On the back, same thing for 7, 8, and 9. Now, 10 and 11, you're doing the same thing. Sorry, you can't see it. But you're just, the tables are horizontal. So you can find the change in x and the change in y. They're just going horizontal. Okay, so this paper is going to be due on Monday, the linear tables paper. All right, have a great day.